And I finally got it to work. Okay, hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. This is Richard. So we're going to start at point A here. Yesterday we were out here and I went south for a mile. So that was a 2-mile trip, round trip. Today we're back out here. Again, I'm going to stay on the trail, the paved trail, probably, maybe, and I'm going to go north. I am not going to do my pace count. I'm not, just not interested in that, I don't think, today. Yeah, I'll wait for my bicycle. When I get my bike out here, I can just ride my bike and it'll be a lot easier for me to do that way. So, crapola. I think she said it was the 15th. I asked her what day it was, what the date was today. I think she said it was the 15th. It is Saturday. April. April 15th. Saturday, I believe that's what it is. I don't know what time it is. We got out here, I think we got here about 9 o'clock. I've done a couple errands for them, so it's probably somewhere around 10 or 10:30. It's rainy and wet. I do not have any gear with me. I am using the old camera today. I had the new camera out, and then I thought, why use the brand new camera on a crappy rainy like day? What happens if I drop it? What if I break it? So I grabbed the old camera, and I'm going to use the old camera today. I don't know. We're just going to see how that works. It works just fine. The camera works just fine. I just really wanted a new camera because this one, as you've seen in the other video, is kind of Frankenstein at this point. So anyway, we're going to be walking. Fantastic sounds. We're going to be walking for a couple miles today. I do have class later today. I got a student who will be getting his third and final tip on his white belt, and we could discuss that. I mean, the martial art thing in general, because that's changed a lot since I first started. So let me take a little bit of a walk here, relax, just soak in the coolness of the air, the green and browns of nature here real quick. Let me absorb that in for a little bit and relax and loosen up a little bit. And then, if the mood is still there, we'll chat a little bit about martial arts. Alrighty, so we are about, not quite, but about a half mile. I don't see the goose is not on her. Let's take a look over here. Alright, so we just passed the bridge, and this right here should be about half a mile. Should be about equal to that tall tree right there. About right here should be about a half a mile. Now, I know I said I was gonna chat about martial arts, but before I do that, the reason we're here this weekend, both days, well, Friday and Saturday, is that Michelle's mom is doing a rummage sale, and yesterday when we left, I had to go up to the dojo and deal with some stuff at the dojo, and I stopped off and checked on my dad, and he suggested maybe, because I told him I was trying to go through all my crap and get rid of a bunch of stuff, and it really never dawned on me to put it in the rummage sale. I mean, I don't know why, it just didn't, but he suggested maybe I do that. So I actually dug 99% or pretty much everything that I have as far as that goes. Dug it out, went through a bunch of stuff. We grabbed a bunch of big stuff, and we now have it in the rummage sale. And I don't know, we'll see if we can get some money out of some of it, better than having it just sitting around. Now, I was digging around one of my totes. I found a 2-person tent that I purchased at some point that's never been opened. So we put that in there. I found a 7-person teepee tent that I remember buying because I was super excited about getting it, and I've never opened it. I put it in the tote. I put it in the storage tote for when I was going to use it, and I've never touched it since. It's been in the original package, unopened, in that storage tote for at least 5 years. Never touched it, and I was super excited about getting it for when I needed it. And that's one of my problems, is I tend to want these things, and when I can afford to get them, I get them for when I need them, yet I never really need it. So we put the 7-person tent in the store, in the rummage sale as well. And a bunch of other stuff like that. Some things we've used but now really don't have a super need for. So we're going to try to get rid of some of this stuff and get a little money out of it as well. Now, it was a lot easier to do than when I was trying to go through my stuff just to get rid of stuff. When I had, like, maybe I can get a little money out of it type attitude, it was a lot easier to go through and get rid of stuff. Now, we did talk last night on the phone with a friend of ours from California, and I always seem to be more upbeat and positive with pretty much everything after we talk with her. So that helped, I think. But I do need to go through everything. I'm rearranging my storage room again. I've decided that my fantasy of training is not going to happen. And what I mean by that is for a long time I've been trying to get a decent, regular, established martial art class based on realistic self-defense and sport competition MMA type stuff. I've been trying to do that for a long time. No one around here has the same desires and ideas about it as I do. And you know, I've tried it several times. It's not working, and you know, I just need to let that crap go. So because of that, I've also decided that the storage room needs to have a little bit of a change, because I have my martial art mats up. I have my tire wooden dummy type Wing Chun thing up, and it takes up a lot of space. I still want that available to me, but last night I got up and I threw away a lot of stuff that just didn't really need to be there, and it's kind of opened that room up a little bit. And I seem to be, at least right now, I seem to be more capable, enthusiastic about really arranging and getting rid of some of my outdoorsy gear. So that seems to be going well. And again, there's only really 3 topics as far as, I don't want to call them hobbies, but there's only really 3 things that I like to do, that I like to be involved with, and all 3 of those have to be in that storage room. And I jump from one to another all the time and just switch things around. So the martial art thing is going to go. The survival thing will have to be minimized. So my 3rd topic will hopefully take precedent in that room here soon, which is the same topic that I have for my Facebook group, not my Facebook page, but my Facebook group, and maybe start working within that area a little bit. And again, you know, I've got aspirations for that, which will probably never be visualized, or I should say it's been visualized, but it'll never really come into fruition. Now, that's not being negative, just from experience, that's just how it is. I've tried getting an outdoor group together. It's never worked. I've tried getting martial art groups together. That's really never worked to my satisfaction. And so now, and I've tried getting a group for my witchy people. I've been trying to get an established group for that, not just on the internet, but live, and that's never really worked. So, you know, I don't really expect much from any of it. I do still have my classes for my martial arts, and I think I need to stick with that instead of fantasizing about what I want to do. I should just be accepting and happy for what I do have, and just work within those frameworks. So I think that's that. Now, the Aikido is basically where it's at for me right now. I do have a student today that is going to be getting his third white tip, and in my system there's white belts, blue belts, brown belts, and black belts. And other than the brown belt, the white belt and the blue belt all have 3 tips to them. Brown belt has 2 tips, and then you get into black belt. So he's ready for his 3rd tip on his white belt, and then he's got to go into blue belt. Now, blue belt's the hardest, in my viewpoint. Blue belt's the hardest belt to progress through. It takes longer, and there's a lot more involved with it than any of the other belts, prior or post. So we'll see where he gets. It'll take him a lot longer to from experience, from established experience. It's going to take him a lot longer to get through the blue belt and the 3 tips on the blue belt than probably any of the others. So we'll see how it works out. But I don't have that class until later on this afternoon. Probably not going to be any kids class today, but I'm still going to be there just in case. Sometimes I get surprised. So, but we're going to continue with this walk. I'm pretty close to a mile, so we're going to continue. I want to see if this what is it? Anyway, there's some metal down here that I found on my last walk that's all twisted up and just kind of thrown to the side of the trail. And I would like to have that because I thought of a use for it. I can use it with my fireplace. I can cut it and use it to help form my fireplace when I start working on that again. So although I don't have my wagon or any gear with me today, I need to bring my wagon out here, bring it down here, and throw that big old hunk of piece of metal in there. It's a big bar that's all twisted up. So hopefully I can do that soon, or at least before someone else finds it and takes it. So we'll just continue to wander this trail. I'm going to enjoy myself for a while, and if something else jumps in my head, I'll turn the camera back on. But until then, I'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, well, I've passed the mile marker. I haven't found that metal. I can't remember exactly where I seen it the last time, but I was sure that it was close to the mile marker, and I haven't seen it. So someone may have found it and then come out here and got it. So I don't know. Regardless, I'm well past the mile, so it's going to give me at least 2-mile walk today. So I'm going to continue on for a little bit, and then I'm going to turn around and head back. Well, I'm on my way back. I didn't find it. It could very well possibly be somebody else found it before me and grabbed it and dragged it off. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna head back to the house. Today is kind of a rainy, wet day, and I'm kind of hoping that it has rained enough to maybe collect some worms today. So we're gonna see about that. Go back, relax a little bit, see if anybody's come to the rummage sale that's interested in some of the stuff we put out, and just chill out until till I have class tonight. So, if nothing else happens, I'd like to say thank you guys for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard. So here's something interesting. Several videos ago, I was chatting about some of the training stuff I don't care to do or feel is necessary anymore for one reason or another. And the thing I was specifically talking about was running. You know, I mentioned in middle school and high school I was into track and cross country and did pretty decent. You know, had that time. Even during training, when I was fighting, I didn't really do a lot of running. Running was not part of my cardio or my routine. I did try it for a short period of time, but it just didn't seem to be a necessity for my skill level and who I was fighting and that sort of stuff. I found much better ways to gain my endurance and cardio other than running, because running's not something I do. Now, I just saw two runners taking a small break, and I was chatting with them, and they're getting ready to run a mini marathon. So they're out here doing a 12-mile run, and I got to thinking about it, and I think I've realized why I don't really care for running. And it's more of a psychological thing than anything else. So this is my philosophy, and it goes back to the fight or flight instincts in human beings. And I don't have a flight. My flight instinct it doesn't really kick in. I'm more of a fight person than I am a flight person. And to me, running, even as an exercise or a hobby or whatever you want to call it, running is one of those things you do when you're trying to get away from something because it's either overpowering or something you can't handle, or you're afraid of it. You know, you run. It's flight. Yeah, even running as an exercise isn't for me, because to me, in the most basic emotional and psychological aspects of it, just tells me that you're afraid of something, or you find something that you're incapable of defending yourself against, so you're running from it. Now, I'm not saying that that's actual and real. I'm just saying on a psychological level, I think I just realized that, to me, that sort of thing, for me, kind of exhibits fear or lack of ability to defend against or anything like that. So I think maybe I identify running as a flight response instead of a fight response, and I just not going to do that. I will stand and fight, even, and not even, especially if I know I can't win it. I want to stand and fight it even more. So I'm thinking that on a psychological level, that's where I'm at with that, and maybe that's one reason I don't like running anymore, is because of that.